beginner guys to coffee, and today I'll walk you through the basic programming using the linear PB from Lamazoko, because many people do ask me how many profiles this machine do have. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we have 1, 2. This is a single shot and this is a double shot. With a single shot, here we have 2 profiles. The double shot, we have 2 profiles, and here is a start and stop button. So let's say the first profile, when you press, this is the first profile, and then when you long press for some few seconds, it start to blink faster, is the second profile, as well as this is the first profile, and when you long press for some few seconds, start to blink faster, is the second profile. This is the start and stop button. Here, when you start the machine, when you start the button, only you can stop the extraction. I always recommend, especially for beginner baristas, always use this button, especially when you have your interview or you have a new machine. Always use this start and stop button. With these other buttons, the machine actually calculates the amount of water used to brew the coffee and stores the information. So maybe you have a certain amount or a certain dose, and then you can program it here. But with this one, you can start and stop. The same with this. Here 2 profiles, here is 2 profiles, and here is the start and stop. So now to access the programming mode using this machine, here we press it for some few seconds. And then it displays on the screen, group those settings. Here, if you want to program the volumetric, let's say you want to program this button, this one, or this one, it depends what you want to program. You press, it will show program volume dose. You press one more time. When you say press to exit, here you can program any button of your choice, the way you want to program the machine. For example, if I want to program this button, what I'll definitely do, I'll have to clean my portafilter. Then I make sure, you always make sure you need to always weigh the portafilter. You weigh it to know exactly how much coffee you would definitely want to use in the process. So when you check, you confirm 18 grams and then you 10. So now, if you want to always program, you want to make sure you always use the scale, because the scale will enable you to understand how much output you definitely need in the process. So I use 18 grams. I need 36 out in 25 to 30 seconds. So basically, the machine actually calculates the amount of water used to brew the coffee. Then it will store the information inside the machine. So anytime if I have the same grind size, I use this button, I should have the same output. So now we have 15 seconds. You see the read time going and also the ml in the cup. So 36, I'll stop my extraction. So now I have 36 ml, and here they say press to exit, right? So, and then press one more time, you exit the menu. So here we have 27 seconds and we have 35 ml out. So this is now our double shot. So anytime if I have the same grind size, I should have the same output. But if I change the grind size, definitely I'll temper with the output. So now this is important if you really work in a very busy coffee shop. Setting the volumetric is important, but using the manual can be really challenging. So now you taste a coffee. If your coffee is good, you can keep it like that. So that is the first part to program your machine. This machine do have 2 programming. You have the technical part and the basic one. Now the basic one, when you just press some few seconds, it will display group those settings. Here you have some basic settings you can set, like the volumetrics. And then if I scroll, I'll see cup warmer. This is a cup warmer. Here is to make sure the cups are always on temperature when you serve the coffee to the customer. Then here you have pre-wet. So when you click there, you see group 1, which is this group 1, and this is group 2. So group 1, wet and whole. Here is just a pre-infusion. Basically, pre-infusion is just a period where the water saturates the coffee ground with a very low pressure, usually from 0 to 3 bars. Now, for some machines, you have pre-wet and pre-hold. So the water comes and then hold the coffee. Most of the time when you brew coffee, especially for immersion brewers, you always have that nice consistency because all the coffee grounds will soak and they'll have an even extraction. So here you can program the time you want it to hold and the time you want it to wet and the time you want it to hold as well. So it's important to understand that. Just depend what kind of coffee you're using, then you can do that. So press to exit, then you move ahead, cup warmer, like I said before, group those settings, scale configuration. If you have your scale, the inbuilt scale, you can configure the scales here. T programming, this one. So if you click here, you say enable T, it's enabled already. Press to exit. Coffee boiler, enable. Okay. Press to exit. Press to exit. So now if you want to increase the boiler temperature, this is the first phase. You want to increase the boiler temperature. That is when we have to press this one for some few seconds. It will display group those settings. Don't allow your hand, keep pressing, and then you enter this mode. Enter password. So the password, like I said before, I will not show the password. Then start the screw. Okay, here you have a lot of settings. Okay, you have a lot of settings. Namazoko name, you can change the name here. Group those settings. You can still program the volumetrics here, but I'll only show you how to program the volumetrics. Scale configuration, the same thing. T settings. Now we have the new thing. So to program the T, you click here, and then T enable those. Now press T those, right? You take now your cup here, you can measure the amount of water you want to do, and then when you press it, this you press here exit T dose. You go coffee boiler temperature. Here is to increase your boiler depending on the kind of coffee you're using. Maybe you have light roast coffee, more developed coffee, dark roast coffee. So coffee boiler one temperature enable. So here you can here you can increase your boiler temperature. Here you can increase, and here you can decrease as well depending on the coffee you're using. Exit, go again, steam boiler temperature, you click there. You can increase, you can decrease depending the amount of milk you want to steam. Okay, you can increase, you can also decrease. Yeah. So those are the basic things steam boiler says. Pre-wet, pre-infusion, you can set the pre-infusion. I'll show you how to set the pre-infusion already. Delay cooler. Cup warmer setting. Cup warmer is here. You can also set the cup warmer temperature if you want. So exit menu. So these are the basic things as a beginner barista. If you get into coffee, you need to understand how to program the machine. Once you have thoughts in the comments below. For now, I'll say thanks so much for watching and hope you have a great day.